This is my grit story of how my wife and I battled her chronic Lyme disease in 2021. But it did not start in 2021. She has been sick for 27 years, but never diagnosed as Lyme disease. We don't know how she got it, but Lyme disease is transmitted by a tick bite, and with some ticks so small that you can't see them. Anyone can get a tick bite just by being outside. You don't have to be in the woods. Her symptoms began with pain all over her body and then grew into fatigue, stomach issues, brain problems, and depression. It was hard to see her struggling and sick all the time. Paula was not diagnosed with Lyme until 2017, just 7 years ago. The doctors misdiagnosed her illness for 20 years. We chased doctors and treatments in Michigan, Cleveland, Pennsylvania, and then ended up in Washington, D.C. We finally found a doctor who specialized in Lyme treatment. During this craziness, she was on oral antibiotics for 5 years and never got any better. I will never forget the meeting with our doctor 1 year, with our meeting 1 year into treatment with her doctor in DC, when he said Paula has to be treated with IV antibiotics because the pills were not working. This was hard news to hear. This meant many things. Paula would have to get an IV port in her chest. It would stay in for 9 months, and we would have to give her IV antibiotics twice a day. I would have to do weekly dressing changes to her port, which is a huge yuck. And most of all, this would be paid with no help from insurance. It would be tens of thousands of dollars that we did not have. With all that stacked up against us, I said yes, let's do it, and we will figure out a way to pay for it. In that moment, our faith walk began. We trusted in the Lord to meet our needs and to heal Paula. We had enough money to start out the first month of treatment, but then that was it. It was amazing to see how God provided. We were blessed from people at church and at my job and family and friends. And by the time we finished treatment 9 months later, we were able to pay off all the bills. Praise God. We lived out firsthand prayer being answered for the financial end of it, and we trusted in our goal to get Paula healthy by removing the Lyme bacteria from her body. The day-to-day was hard. 2 to 3 medicines and saline flushes in the morning and again at night. The medicine had to go in slow, drip by drip, so it would take a couple of hours each time. This made her tired and nauseous, and because the medicine was very strong and toxic. As the bacteria died off, it needed to be flushed out of her body, and because she couldn't work out and sweat, she had to do foot soakings with Epsom salts to help. This was 9 months of day-to-day grind, sometimes crying and sometimes wanting to quit. But we had come too far to quit. At the end of her treatment, she was able to go off the IVs and back to regular antibiotics and medicine. She is doing much better and continues to improve month by month. When people with chronic Lyme have a good day, it's called a blue sky day. Paula is having more and more blue sky days. Going through this process, we grew together and dependent on our faith, and we never gave up, and we became stronger because of it. But we don't recommend Lyme disease for anyone else. Have a blue sky day. Thanks.